Hello everyone! Get ready to get creative! Yay! It's time for the real deal! Woo! So what does that mean? Well, it means it's time to decide on exactly what kind of paper you're going to use, on what you're going to draw with, and then you can either follow along with me in this video, or you can follow along with me in Blackboard during our Class Connects, or you can watch the video and come back to it later. The great thing about videos is you can pause and work along with me at your own pace. So make a choice. Whatever works for you is fine with me. So I've chosen my circles, a pencil, and an eraser, and I'm just kind of marking halfway down my paper and then drawing some diagonal lines down to the bottom of the circle and up to the top. I trace the circle, which is a lid from the kitchen, and then I just kind of do some touch-ups. It does not have to be anywhere near perfect. Don't even worry about that. Mine isn't anywhere close to perfect. Adding the color really helps with anything that you aren't crazy about. So here's the pupil going in right there, and now I'm ready to draw. So I can just use my imagination, figure out what I want. I'm going to do a little bird out of the pupil, and then create a background around the bird. Just a nice, happy, simple background. Don't forget to add in your horizon line. I decided I was going to create like a light spot or a reflection within the iris to make the eye for the bird. And so then I trace around just the outside of the eye and the outside of the pupil with a black marker, a permanent marker. I don't trace everything with this because I don't want it to be too harsh of a color combination. I'm just filling things in with those watercolor crayons, watercolor pencils, adding some touches of permanent marker as I go. If you haven't guessed already, these watercolor creams or crayons are some of my favorite things to work with. I'm just using the permanent marker in places that I don't want the watercolor to bleed into. It kind of helps develop the border. Now, right here, I make a little bit of a mistake. I start coloring that in as though it's an eye, and then I realize I wasn't supposed to do that. I was supposed to leave a light area. So that's okay. I just made it a happy accident, and I created a different type of eye. So that's all right, right? It was an oops. It's okay to have oops. You can usually fix them. So just coloring again, playing around, going back and forth between color and outlining. You can see I always mix yellow and green in any area that has grass. Sometimes I add brown in too, because grass isn't just green, it's all different colors. So just touching up again some areas that I discovered I missed. And then I'm going to add in some water and smooth these creams around, turn them into paint a little bit, and kind of see what I've got. And then I can take another look at it and do some more touch-ups. But it's already really starting to look great at this point, and you can see, you can't even tell that the eye is not anywhere near perfect. The black area in the pupil, you really want to be super duper dark, so I wanted to make sure that this area was covered completely. The pupils of our eyes are very, very solid black. Okay, so now it's time to do outside around the eye where the skin would be, or the face, right? In this area, what I think is wonderful about skin is the best way to make skin color is to add a whole bunch of colors together. I like to use warm colors like yellow, red, and orange combined with a warm brown. And then I just add a layer of white to blend it. That's all I'm doing, is just making sure that it's going to blend and not look too stripy or streaky. I add water and smooth that paint all the way out to the edge. Remember, these are those watercolor creams again. They turn into watercolors as you go. Just kind of smooth them into the edge. Now again, you can do this with anything. You can do this with crayons or colored pencils or watercolor pencils, paint, whatever you'd like. I decided that the iris part of the eye just really wasn't bold enough. I thought it could be a bit bolder if I added some darker colors in there. So I went back and added a bit more right along the edge. And my hope was I would blend it into the middle with the water, and it did work quite well, actually. You'll see in a second here. I was pretty happy about the result with this one. Again, use whatever you're comfortable with to fill this in with color. Definitely a good one to use your imagination with too. Oh, and I just love this. Surreal art is so much fun. Speaking of fun, I thought it might be a nice little touch to add some eyelashes. Yes, everybody has eyelashes, boys. And don't forget to sign your work too. Okay, have fun. It's time to draw together, so please minimize the video screen and go back to Blackboard, where I'll be waiting for you, ready to draw.